What are your thoughts? How do you feel about how today went?
I think it's going well. I think we've done everything as planned, and I think everybody that was here had a good time, enjoyed themselves, and got to mingle with some of the celebrities and take advantage of silent and live auction items. And so I'm very grateful that Top Golf provided a great venue, a really good setting, and so it was a successful year 15.
You know, you do all the planning for this event, then it finally gets here, and you see everyone that's traveled from all over the place. What does that mean to you to see it firsthand?
Well, honestly, it's very stressful, particularly when you do two events in one day. This is the first time we've tried this, but we had to work around Larry's schedule, and if we'd had it on Friday, like we normally do, he would not have been able to be there. So Saturdays when we do the community piece, and we did that earlier today, and so, but everything worked out, and so I feel real strong about it, and I'm committed to continue to push forward.
Now, one thing that we didn't touch on too hard the other day was the organizations that benefit from this money. I mean, what sort of impact do you think they're making? I guess, to my understanding, it's organizations that wouldn't always receive grant funding necessarily. So what sort of impact do you think that's making?
Well, you would hardly believe that it's a sort of a life and death situation, particularly for organizations in HIV and breast cancer. There are a few people who are actually are survivors of breast cancer right now. I talked to a lady today, Rayona, who just was told that her test came back positive, and so she's battling it through radiation and chemotherapy. So you really understand that although it's tenuous in terms of scheduling and working hard and having meetings and planning, this is a very, very important deal. And every dollar that we commit to organizations that are battling and fighting in the areas that they're in, they absolutely need it.
So how does this work? And so you've raised all your money today, and then does the process begin over again for determining who's going to receive the funds next year then? Is that how that works?
Yeah, it's a 365-degree or day cycle, and we have an application period, which is usually between February and the end of March, or right in the first week of April, because I try to have the events right around the time that Carol died, which was on April 10th, and so this year was on April 13th. So we're pretty close to that, and so those that apply, we go over them, and we do some back checks, and we have a committee that looks at some of the applications and helps us with determining if they're worthy. And so that's what we do, and that's what we continue to do. And I'm striving to make as much money as possible, and I'm asking people literally every day to help us. And the more money I'm able to bring in, the more money I can commit to helping organizations in those areas.
And tell me again, I think you mentioned the other day, who are the recipients that received the grants today at the event?
Well, there were over 20 of them.
Oh, well, okay.
My list is over there.
Okay.
But there were 5 in breast cancer, and there were 4 in HIV, and there were 11 in urban education. And so we presented them all with their grants earlier today at the 12 to 3 graduation. And as I mentioned, tonight normally is the beginning, and we announce the winners on Saturday, but today is a little backwards. We did it this way because this is the way we had to do it.
Obviously, this is the first year of Top Golf. Do you think this is going to continue the tradition, having it here, or is that still kind of up in the air?
Well, we'll see. The numbers aren't in. We'll look at them, and if we see a boost in all areas, we'll certainly take it in consideration. Because I know the Twins are coming out here, and the Vikings have been out here, and so I don't necessarily have to come up with a wise mindset of this will make all kinds of money. I watch what other people do, and then I try to fit my organization into it and give it the wrinkle that we can.
How much were you looking to raise tonight?
Oh, as much as possible. We don't put a limit on it, but hopefully we can get anywhere between $50,000 and $100,000.
I think it might be all I have. Are there other points you want to touch on that you think would be really important?
Well, it's real important that people understand that although we got big names, myself, a journalist for 40 years in this market, my son Larry Jr., who's a Pro Bowler, future Hall of Famer, Marcus, they both are from this area. They both graduated from Holy Angels and are committed to helping me continue to push this organization forward to be able to help the organizations that we can. And so if you heard about us for the first time and you'd like to help us in the future, go to my website, which is larry-fitzgerald.com. Send me an email. I'll get back to you, and hopefully you'll begin a discussion on something that can work for both of us.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.